Hey there viewers, my name is Torinski and welcome back to another Wednesday stream. Today we're running a little bit late, had some bad traffic home from work, but we're rearing and ready to go now, and hopefully we can get some wins. That's the dream at the very least. So why don't we just immediately get ready to hop into it. I think we'll change up our pack, we'll go back to just the regular expansion pack for now. Maybe today we'll try out a couple of the weekly pack, maybe do some more on our fun custom. Who the heck knows what the day has in store. But for now, without further ado, let's hop into it. As my doggo is very upset because somebody just came by the front of the house. Unacceptable behavior. You wanna come up? Oh yeah. Is this gonna be a rare boop on camera day? Okay. There you are. Look at the camera. Who's that? Oh, there we go. So photogenic. See? You're normally so scared of the camera. When you actually show up, you do so well. Don't hoop though. Don't hoop though. Okay. Good girl. Now that you've given me free internet points, let's hop into it, shall we? Oh, what a sweetie. What have we got here? So hummingbird start is usually pretty good. Oh gosh, I have a dog hair in my mouth though. Didn't think that one through. So let's definitely start with the hummingbird. I don't think I really want ducklings. If I can roll once and get like seahorse and another hummingbird, iguana and another hummingbird, these all sound pretty nice to me. I was also maybe hoping for a strawberry. Kiwi is actually not too bad either if we're going for a strawberry start here even. And should I go with duckling or the rare frog? I never really take frogs, but if they're up at the front, it's just like a nice 3-1 that's likely to one-shot whatever it comes up against. So it's not bad, and it won't do any swapping shenanigans at the very least. Probably better than a 1-2 as well. Let's give it a shot, shall we? So pro tip, if you're playing a BO Orc Jesus in DCSS and you find Damnation, the crossbow, do not, or do yourself a favor and do not gift it to one of your minions. Oh jeez, I can only imagine how that went, Safid. Rip and F's in chat for your character, I'm assuming. Hey Chameleon911. Nice to see you around. I see that you just followed yesterday, so thank you for that. I appreciate it as well. And you discovered me from the Vampire DCSS playthrough. Well, if you have the patience to get through my Vampire DCSS playthrough, then you must be a paragon among humans. So thank you for that. And yeah, thanks for dropping on by the stream. I don't think that's what we call these. Dropping by the stream to say hello. I appreciated it. Hope that everybody who's shown up today is having a fantastic week here on this lovely Wednesday. Almighty aggressive dancing, towers, bits, and fishes. The almighty bits or dancing fishes are probably the two that jump out at me the most. Aggressive fishes wouldn't be bad either. We could always go for a piranha build later in the game. Very fitting to our name. Dancing fishes threw my mind off on a tangent, but you don't dance with the fishes, you sleep with the fishes. That's a very different thing. But now that I've said it out loud, I think I have to go with the dancing fishes. Because why not both, right? Take them out for some dances and then head back and sleep with the fishes. So that person's definitely aiming for the future. I mean, they did get alliteration to your team name with the Hooting Hedges, so I'm sure that's just the start of their journey, as it were. Another frog. Hey, I don't think I want to keep a frog, but it's not the worst thing that we could get going. Feed it a strawberry. Pump it up a bit. Start of battle swap. Does that mean that it's a temporary swap? And it's not until level 2 that we can do the permanent one? I think I'm getting too far ahead of myself right now. Okay, good. You can go see. Go see that they left. I'm sure they left. Alright, goodbye. Goodbye, cutie. Gotta let the dog out of the room so she's not in the constant state of panic, thinking that somebody must actively be trying to break in at this very moment. But more importantly, wouldn't mind a mouse just as a temporary member of the squad here. It's tough because we could fill 2 slots, buy strawberry. I guess we could always just throw this frog in here temporarily. Then we still get a 3-1 and it doesn't affect the overall efficacy of our team. Could also swap my frog stats onto someone else if we're feeling a little bit wild here. Gives it a slightly better health stat. You know what, let's do it just to experiment. I still have no idea what this frog actually looks like in action if it's employed on our side of things. Then I just freeze both these, roll once, see if we get something better. Which we kind of do. And then the new question becomes, do I want to swap these seahorse stats onto someone else? We could do a little bit of this. Buff up the frog. Maybe frog stays around for a little bit at least. Unfreeze the mouse. I don't know, we're breaking all the rules today. Just seeing what sticks, throwing everything at the wall and hoping that something, anything, works out. Oh my gosh, if you had a strawberry, you would have absolutely destroyed my squad. But as is, no such luck, so I'll take what I can get. There's the second hummingbird. On our end, confirm that it's not a permanent swap. Is now the time for a little bit of Kiwi selling action? I probably should have just put the strawberry on my seahorse, now that I think about it. They have that nice stat line for moving forward. I guess selling the Kiwi gives 2 health, so that's not bad for the frog. You know, when I put it that way. Let's get a little weird. I want double hummingbird for sure. Then I think I bring you in. Keep those for the stat line for now, though I'm kind of hoping we get something else. Slightly late on the pill bug, but frog. So then we'd have the trigger on sell, which is actually very useful for the future. So we'll probably keep this buddy around for a little bit, and then hopefully we can do something like buff up the seahorse just to swap its stats permanently with like a tier 4, 5, 6 kind of gig. I don't hate it. Maybe keep one of these frozen as well for the future. And you know what? It's looking like that's the plan. Give unfrozen shop pets +2/+1. I mean, 2/5 is a pretty decent stat line, so I think we keep you around. And let's see how this team performs, shall we? This frog up front is going to be a smashing hit. As long as it doesn't die too quickly, which I am afraid might happen. Oh, I'm curious how the ordering on their frogs went there. It all happened a bit too fast. But it seemed like it was potentially less than ideal. Because I thought that we were going to get that 4-2 up front, and that would have just almost murdered our frog on the spot, which would not have been very nice. But as is, not bad. So I think we bring out a good old capybara, and you as well. And see what we get. I mean, I don't mind that. We all know I'm a fan of the yak. So for now, let's combine all of you. Then would I rather have a toad or a yak? If we put the yak out nice and early, it has a little bit more room for growth for sure. Oh, and we could definitely do some interesting frog plays with that. Let the yak buff itself up. Swap its stats with the capybara, all of a sudden it has a bunch of health, low attack, and then it just starts from square one again. That seems kind of fun. Definitely should rearrange this squad just a wee bit. You know? Kind of liking it. And the question becomes, do I bother with the toad? It's not super useful right now. But you gotta think for the future. And who knows what we may find coming our way. So let's just give it a shot, why don't we? We'll throw the yak in there, save the toad, especially if we can get a woodpecker. I definitely would not mind. And that's an interesting squad they've got there. Math works out in our favor, but could definitely see it going the opposite way with those double pill bugs, one all attack, the other all health. Woodpecker? Not quite, but you gotta cucumber up your yak. And then roll me. Again, just a single turn too late on you, Pillbug. Do I bother with the leech? That could definitely chew through the capybara, and we could instead use the frog, permanent frog swap for a future endeavor. Unfortunately, there's not a lot of other things we can do. What level is the cassowary? Or tier, rather. I feel like it's got to be a tier 3. So it's kind of a shame that we don't see one in our current lineup here. How am I feeling about you, Leech? A yak and Leech on the same team? Now I've seen everything. But you know what? I'm at a loss. We'll get rid of the toad for now. That can be saved for another day. And do I? Sure. Why not? We don't even really need to save the strawberry right now, since we don't have any other targets that we'd like to hand it off to. We will in the future, don't get me wrong, especially if we do end up selling this frog. But for the time being, I think we're looking okay. So let's just have at her. Seems to be the constant refrain of this evening is, I don't know, sure. And I wouldn't have it any other way. Don't you just die? That couldn't have been the best way to handle that panda, right? Did they have a different reason? Did they have someone... They didn't have like a praying mantis, which is where you'd normally assume to see some shenanigans like that. Huh. Fried shrimp on the leech seems interesting, since they're going to be gaining health. It's kind of the inverse relationship of the yak broccoli pairing. The best duo there is out there. Maybe second best. Cucumber yak, just barely eking it out. Let's give it a shot. You at least start to hit like a truck. Then roll me. Now there we go. That's the ticket. Do I bother with you? Alternatively, we could actually just sell the capybara, and we could put our roly-poly into play. Since it will get that bonus this next turn. Do I dare sacrifice an extra life on my yak? Because I'd kind of like the pillbug to buff up the leech and the yak. But that kind of implies that you'll be taking it. Or I guess you could take it from the pillbug. That's not bad. Something like that. Something a little wild and weird and wacky. Maybe, just maybe. Hey, Crackety. After watching my DCSS stream, you started playing and had a great Minotaur Berserker run, but finally did a dumb and died on Spider 2. Hey, another compatriot. That sounds like me pretty much every game. I'm always doing the dumb, but I have a hell of a time doing it. So I hope you enjoyed the run, and that was the furthest you've ever gone. Nice. That's huge for sure then. Well, it's a game of baby steps. You'll keep eking just further and further, and one day, before you even know it, you'll be grabbing that orb of Zots. Orb of Zots. Apparently my speech is suffering today. Kind of makes sense. I had a pretty wild day at work today. Very chaotic the entire time. So my brain is still slowly but surely recovering. We'll see how well I can cope with the fact that I don't speak very good today. Or well, by that matter. Hey, Brain, how's it going? I hope you're having a lovely Wednesday. It's been a little bit, but I hope it's been fantastic. And yeah, today was long. It happens. That's Wednesdays for you. It's just basically a second Monday that happens in the middle of the week. Though I'll still stand by an opinion that I've held for a long time, which is that I believe Tuesdays are actually the worst day of the week. And it's largely just because they're not a Monday. So, you know, it's not like, as bad as Monday may be, changing from the paradigm of the weekend to the weekdays, it at least is a change. So it's something a bit new and exciting compared to the weekend that just passed. You can catch up with people from work, see how people are doing, if you have good relationships with coworkers. But Tuesday has none of that, and instead is just the nothing day where you're tired and it's not that great. Wednesday, you're halfway to the end of the week. Thursday, it's basically Friday. And then Friday, I think we can all agree, is pretty fantastic. It just works out. And we got very lucky on the rolls there. Superman does good, I'm doing well. Hey, I like to think I'm doing a little bit of both. I'm doing good and well. Thank you very much. You agree, Crafty, on the Tuesdays? I'm glad there are two of us out there. Mondays get a bad rap. It's really not the worst thing out there. But okay. What do I wish to do here? Because this is the moment of truth in many ways. I could sell Pillbug to get a orangutan, which I could then swap the stats of. Computing. I think I'm just going to go for it. Even though you are about to trigger, no you aren't, because you're going to die. Yeah. Glad I didn't go through with my initial thought on there. So let's get rid of you. I'm going to bring in the orangutan. Orangutan? Orangutan. I was messing up. I always put a G at the end of the word, but then I overcompensated and took the G out of the middle of the word instead. That's not great. Negative Tor, clearly. Monday's blue. Tuesday's gray and Wednesday too. Yeah, but I don't care if Monday's blue. Tuesday gray and Wednesday too. Thursday, I agree, don't care about you. But Friday, I'm in love. 100%. I don't care if Monday's black either. Tuesday, Wednesday, heart attack. Thursday, never looking back. Friday, I'm in love. You chose the right reference there for me, because there was a period it was like an entire summer that song, for whatever reason, was my main go-to, and not even just to listen to often, but I'm pretty sure I just put it on repeat and I just have it playing over and over again. So if I have any lyrics memorized, it's gotta be Friday, I'm in love. Good old Cure. Or The Cure, more like it. But we don't have a strawberry, but we could get a strawberry. Because I kind of want to do this now, so we can get the good stats off the leech and have it rebuild from the ground up, stronger, better than ever before. So let's just go nuts, shall we? We swap you, kiddos. Now we have a big ol' orangutan. Then I want the hummingbird in front of you, because the hummingbird is going to get the health up as well, so it kind of works. Then do I want a vulture? No real point in bringing in another yak. Vulture at least does like 8 damage throughout the course, even without any summons or fancy maneuvers going on. I don't hate that. Please give me a strawberry. You son of a gun. Well, what's the next best thing, rather? Do I throw a cucumber down, keep the health just a rising tide here, or do I instead invest in yaks, free up some of my shop slots, and get this buddy ready to truly pop off? Let's give it a good old college try, shall we? Doesn't seem too bad. Oh, geez. Until it's getting warm over here as the condensation from my glass causes my coaster to stick to it. Okie dokie. I'm still in a frazzled mind state, not just from work, but also from the drive home, because driving is a nightmare these days. I feel like over the course of COVID, the vast majority of the population who could drive already beforehand completely forgot how to drive and is still kind of trying to figure that side of things out. I think I witnessed 4 near accidents, and then the worst after that was also almost seeing a car hit a man walking with a stroller. Like, come on, people. If there's one time you're supposed to be paying attention and not a complete dum-dum, it's when there's a child involved. But apparently that's a little bit too in-depth and complicated for some people out there. Oh, you're never going to get more attack. You know, I might not have swapped you out quite the way I should have. Similarly, do I want to stop feeding off my hummingbird and instead orangutan can stay at 12 health since the carrot will cancel it out? I mean, why do I even own a hummingbird? What is your purpose here? Absolutely nothing. Sing it again. Oh. See? And of course, this is where we get the double shoe bill, when I no longer have a strawberry in my life. How could you? Kinda still want to freeze the lot, as it were. We could afford to lose another one here, so we could just aim high and for the future, maybe throw a grape on someone, invest, as it were. Who am I getting rid of next? Probably just the vulture. In which case, oh my gosh, it's tough. You're going to gain 4 health, go down to 7, which means you probably get the next buff, unless Shoebill comes in and throws a wrench in the whole matter. You know what? Let's just do something wild. Maybe not the most wild thing we've ever seen, but I'll still take it. It's something all right. That it do be. But now that I've finished my rant about traffic and society, next thing is of course complaining about airplane food. How about that? No original thoughts whatsoever. I just parrot anything and everything that I've heard in the past. Though as much as it's fun to kid around with the whole airplane food thing, I actually kind of really like the science behind that. Because of the altitude, you lose a lot of your sense of smell and therefore your sense of taste. So airplane food has to be overspiced and oversalted just so that you can actually taste it when you're flying at a cruising altitude. The world is wild, and the way that people have figured out interesting steps around the system, super cool stuff. So who gets a strawberry? I mean, yak. That way the health could catch up. I don't hate that. It's better than a cucumber. And you won't hear me say that often. Cucumbering up your yak is one of the few privileges that you can't help but endorse. And yet here we're thinking of maybe throwing it a little bit of a strawberry, some sweetness in its life. Let's do it. Get a little wacky and wild. Leech can go behind the shoe bill now. I don't know Sleech doesn't have a role anymore now that I've given all of its attack damage away. Maybe instead of a cucumber, it'd be nice if you had a good old croissant, but... Or... Do I dare? Does the lollipop have a purpose in life? Have we finally gotten to the bottom of life, the universe, and everything? I mean, that's a squad. Let's see what happens. Just need to survive a wee bit longer. You regain all your health from the shoe bill. Shoe bill gets buffed up by the orangutan. Again, I'm just gonna keep overstepping that. Orangutan. You know when you say a word too much, it kind of loses all semblance of not just meaning, but also coherent thought? I think I'm already there. So not great. We're getting pretty close to lethal. I mean, that is a level 3 yak, though. That much we know for certain. So let's throw you out there, and then do I want a Stegosaurus maybe instead of the hummingbird? Hummingbird has kind of fallen off as of late. Hope I'm not the only one. Oh, right, Leech got lowest health, and that's why Orangutan gave health that way instead of Shoebill. I was wondering why Shoebill was looking so rough around the edges here, but you know, that does make a certain amount of sense. I think I gotta take the Stego boy, though. Let's sell you in advance. It's gonna happen, whether we like it or not. But a pelican is just a straight up better hummingbird. I mean, just look at the bill. Take a hummingbird's needle thin, tiny piece of crap, compare it to this monstrosity. And monstrosity might belittle the point I'm trying to make because it is truly a work of beauty and wonder. You could carry a couple of fish there to help them find their son. Well, one of their sons. Fanfics aside, I don't think Dory was that involved in the family. So do we go with that, or is it just Stego time? Ride or die. It is plus 11 plus 11. And there's something to be said for that. Extra health across the board. Let's go for one roll and see if anything changes our mind. Does not seem to be the case. So, I do yoink. And ayata. Oh, hey, we were just talking about you. Hope Nemo's doing okay. Let's give this a shot. Okay, I was wondering, I was like, you get health back, right, Yak? Right? My cutie? But perfect. This seems like it might be okay. Whoa, whoa, whoa. What happened there? I thought we won that easily, and then my yak was just dead? What do you do, Clownfish? I didn't actually read it, I just made the joke and moved forward. Whoops. But it's not over yet. We still have a chance, a fighting chance at that. Friendly pet level up. No, okay, so it wasn't you. They didn't have a sniper? Did I miss a sniper? Miss a sniper for the trees? That doesn't sound like me. Missing something that's obviously laid out right in front of me? Nah. What? But let's swap your stats around a bit. Buff up your health a wee bit. Maybe, just maybe, we'll be looking a little better. A little more robust. Guess our leech can probably move up at some point here. We're almost maxed on attack in terms of our yak. And when your yak is max attack, Okay, a little bit rough in the rolls there, in fact. Oh, never mind. We don't die here. I'll take a draw. When you're desperate, kind of just gotta take whatever's handed to you, really. If we didn't still need you buffing up with the strawberry, I'd be tempted to pepper ya. And Shubo affects all strawberry friends. Have I been skipping past strawberries? Because I should be handing those out like candy if we have the opportunity. If I could afford to sell something, I'd do it just to get chocolate on the shoe bill as well. I feel like that could be advantageous to say the least, but we're not going to worry too much about it. Maybe temporarily give you some popcorn? I'll be the first to admit, it's not great. I'm not loving the odds here. I'd rather you got some strawberries. But it is what it is. Summon one random friend. Because Orca's the ability, I forgot what it did, but it was on the team that somehow murdered my yak without me paying attention. I feel like they just buffed up their attack and I was too dumb to notice, and that's the real culprit here. But it couldn't be. It's gotta be some bigger conspiracy going on. I know it. I feel it in my bones. But let's throw our weaker attack in the back, maybe chop through a little bit more of our opponent's squad. And we'll give it a shot. We'll see how it goes. You're getting 13-13 now. Okay. As well as the buff. So it's going to be like next turn that you max out on attack. And we might need to start switching things up at least a little bit. Son of a gun. You ruined my whole squad. Oh no, that's not good. Oh gosh, that's very not good. Well, can't say it was completely unexpected. We were starting to flail a little bit there towards the end. But hey, still a good warm-up run. We got the level 3 yak, which, again, when it's in the stream title and when it's me playing, you can't help but get a little bit of a death yak going on. Unfortunately, ended up being a little bit more of a dead yak, but say la vie. That's just how it goes.